What's up, my people? I wanna do it in the half and waiting this up. Yes, so I'm back again. So 2 days ago, I think Tonto DK celebrated her birthday. Yes, her 40th birthday. Amazing. So while we're busy celebrating, or while she's busy, while she's busy celebrating her birthday, an allegation popped up against the ex-husband, Churchill. The first one, that this man cheated on the wife and they had loggerheads. They're struggling in their marriage. Like the marriage is in shambles, like it's in chaos, right? And the second one, that he's a woman beater. I mean, just 2 days after Tonto Dike's birthday or a day after her birthday and we're seeing this. Why? Well, it's understandable. The breakup was very, very messy, Tonto Dike and Churchill. But that is really not the focal point. The focal point here is, are you telling me that Churchill did that? Well, we don't know. Well, just like I usually say, only time will tell. And guys, this is not the first time. I'm talking about the info or the allegation about this man beating this woman. Like domestic violence. And the man this time debunked it and the woman debunked it. So Gistlover was the one who shared that. So I wouldn't really blame people who claim that Tonto Dike is Gistlover. I'm just kidding. I don't think Tonto Dike is Gistlover. It just reminds people about, her ex-husband. Actually, people went to the page and some people claimed that Rosie, that's the wife's name, actually deleted some of this man's pictures, right? And number two is, two observations actually. They noticed two things. She didn't put on a ring. So where did she put the ring? I mean, when you were enjoying the marriage, according to reports, when you were enjoying the marriage, you wear your ring. So where is it? Some people just still believe, including Gistlover, still believe that this is just a facade. They are just trying to whine us. See, all these things, they keep breaking up and making up. Breaking up and making up. Man, I don't know. Now, I understand some comment because I went through the comment section as usual. So some commenters said the reason why she is shy and she will continue to defend herself is because she's a husband snatcher. So she cannot proudly come out and say, look, I am going through this thing with this man. You guys are correct. I'm going through it. And guys, you see, some people say, oh, there's no smoke without fire. And is that a quote? Is that a confirmed quote even? Yeah, they've got a point. There's no smoke without fire. Truly. I will give you an example. Remember the reports about Stella Damasos? There were so many reports out there that Stella Damasos, Daniel Adimino got cheated on, the ex-wife. Why he was married to that lady, cheated on her with Stella Damasos. And they shamed Stella Damasos for a long time because of that. Some people find it hard to believe then when the rumors got out that Stella Damasos and Daniel Adimino they're having issues. And the reason why Stella Damasos refused to come out on social media to admit that they are going through it or there's chaos in their marriage is because of being tagged husband snatcher. So she's ashamed to boldly accept the reality that something is been going on. And it was hard for a lot of people to believe this. She must be sure. To stay with this man, she's got to be really sure because of the situation. So sometimes I think it's difficult for some women to admit that this marriage is not working. In fact, some people said that they're going to Paris because the man came out and debunked it. They said that going to Paris is because he wants to, how did they put it? He wants to make up for his mistake. he's trying to, please her, and that was part of the package. It means to say, I am sorry for what happened. Now, check out their pictures. The picture that I saw on her page, the Paris pictures like a week ago, and they probably still in Paris, So now, back to Stella Damaso's situation. Stella Damasos isn't even the one, who shared that information about their breakup. It was the ex-husband. Because I think they are divorced now. Yes, it was the guy. So she herself got to know online that, the man said that he's no more with Stella Damasos. She was even shocked. So that means something has been going on. She knows that something has been going on. She knows that this marriage is not going to work, but Stella Damasos still stayed mute. Because, what is she going to say? Now, I'm not trying to liken the situation to what is going on, but I think it's worth noting that in a situation like this, it is hard for women to voice out. So I could understand why Gistlover said this thing. Let me read this part here. Now, Gistlover said, suffering and smiling don't debunk as usual. Keep protecting your abuser. When you are tired, we will be here to listen. For now, let the make-believe continue. Now your body, fine girl, double portion of agege, steadily treating infection and booting on top. Chai, she this girl no get family ni. Women also make them for no give you one slap. Then credit your account for damage control. Bimbo cover IVD past this one. Waiting be the end. Na 6 feet tall. No woman they agree say them they abuse or they abusive relationship or marriage until matakas. Fine girl, even though you've been snatched the money, I still no want you to buy. I talk my own. And there's another one that I would like to share with you. It said here, if you snatch person husband, another person go snatch them for your hand. You lose them the same way you get them. You way they call person your brother. You begin date them. So the housewife come here. Use pepper body divorce am. You come enter as the new wife. Begin bond for her. Now they do the same pattern with you. You want the vex. You think you can keep man way him eyes no day one place. Now all your staffs and close friends him don't use. Well, here's what Rosie shared. Rosie said, if you don't tell your side of the story, they will tell it for you in ways that suit them for the world to believe. It's the world we find ourselves in. You must speak up for yourself. Debunking has never been my thing, and I prefer to allow amateurs and jobless idle minds think what they want and spread what they choose, because they say everyone is entitled to an opinion, but because I have a family, I have children, and I have people that look up to me, I choose to speak up for myself. No one is allowed to tell my story. It's my story, not yours. Only I can tell you what's happening in my life and no one else. It's funny when haters wish beating in my marriage, when it is obvious their mothers, daughters, and sisters will fall victim of massive beatings. I don't send anybody banter. Guess the media is never hot for so long. A reason why they cook up gist to keep the space busy. Can't blame them. My husband never fit talk waiting day him mouth finish, let alone beating a woman. Allegations no be by force. My husband is not a woman beater. They just want to permanent the lies of the past which they generated. I told you. I don't know if it's true or false, but yes, it's been out there. Looks like they are enjoying themselves. They enjoy themselves. I think they're still in Paris. They enjoy themselves in Paris. That's amazing. I thought I'd save a post. Okay, here's the husband's reply. He said, I hear say I a trend. Who could come? My family did Disney Paris. Okay, Disney Paris. They enjoy summer life. Una go wait until menopause come. Okay. That's That's his reply. Another similar stuff that happened, this guy Maje, Toke Makinwa'S ex-husband, spoke in the church. I don't even know how it works in that church. Do they just give them mic to share their story? I don't know what's going on here. Sha. So this man explained what happened to him after the marriage failed, right? Between himself and Toke. This incident, it don't happen between them, Toke and the ex-husband. And now, this man was the one who brought it up. You sued Toke Makinwa after she wrote a book. You sued her for damages. I think you won the case. I believe so. I think you won the case. I can't remember Toke Makinwa appealing or something, but I think he was compensated for that. Like, that is not enough. And you are coming out to say this, that, explaining what you went through after that, not taking accountability. I mean, ladies do it. I mean, I believe a lot of ladies do this, but you not taking accountability for something that is obvious out there, like you cheated on her and had a baby with another woman while you're with her. Now, I understand. Even myself, I be a man, I understand. We make mistakes. Even though you didn't hold yourself accountable then, you still do not need to bring it up. We understand.
I'll be honest about the fact that I went through a divorce and it resulted in me being in the press a lot.
So it was a well-publicized divorce?
Very publicized. And that left me feeling very alone. I withdrew from society. Wow. I was really ashamed of my situation. I felt ashamed not just for myself. Self-esteem was affected, but also legacy is very important to me. I was ashamed of what I had done to my family name, or what I felt I had done. And as a result, I literally went into hiding.
Wow.
But
what does hiding mean?
I didn't want to interact with anyone. I wanted to stay in my own space, stay at home.
Did you go to work? You stopped going to work?
I found it very difficult to work.
Wow.
It was very hard.
You began to lose focus?
Not just lose focus, lose motivation.
Wow.
Lose the incentive to even get up in the morning.
Wow.
What am I getting up for? Everyone already feels a certain way about me, and so on. Started to lose work as a result of it. That's when it really started to get to me. As a man, your work is your identity. And I started to lose opportunities. I started to lose business deals. So it became a real problem for me.
Wow.
That's where I made a decision. I literally had to make a decision for my own survival because I was living in hopelessness.
How long did this go on for?
Weeks. It went on for weeks.
Yeah.
I was out of the loop for a whole year. I checked out of life for a year.
My God.
To regroup and realize that I was in a very dark space. I was in a hole, but I needed to get out of it.
You see, that's what I'm saying. This might be the most powerful message. You will wonder, how come I'm not fighting in business? And the reason why is that your soul is defeated and crushed and your passion is gone. You will think you don't like ministry again. You love ministry, but you've been crushed. And so you are not motivated to do something. What was your lowest time when you were depressed? Did you cry? Did you cry?
Oh, wow. I was on the floor.
Could you sleep sometimes?
No. Sleep. What sleep? I didn't even know what that was. I had insomnia. I was paranoid as well. So the few chances that I did get to go out, I had created a scenario in my own mind that everybody knows, everybody's talking about me, people are looking at me, and that would just send me back straight into my own home.
Wow.
So, yes, that feeling of hopelessness and the noise that was going on around me, even though I was in silence,
wow,
was insane.
Wow. How did you come out of this?
That's where it gets interesting. Like I said, I made a choice. I decided that I didn't want to stay in this space. I did research. That's what I did.
You did research?
I researched
so you never
how
blamed
to deal
yourself,
with this.
You never blamed your partner?
No, what I did was, the top of the list of the research that I did was accountability. I took the blame on myself.
So you blamed yourself?
Yes,
100%. And that makes you feel worse and guilty, right?
It made me feel worse at first, actually.
Until you began to do something about it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And I began to take practical steps.
tell me why you're still talking about the situation. After many years, you are explaining to them, what about what she went through after that? And I like the fact that Toke is doing way better now. Yeah, even her products, they are good. It's not like I'm trying to help her sell her product, but I like a woman that works hard and smart too. She's smart. You can imagine bouncing back, picking yourself up. I know some people will be like, I know be man, they give her money. If man, they give a woman money and the woman feel use her sense, triple the money, put them into her business, triple the money, that woman is a keeper. I mean, me, I don't buy some of her products. And don't ask me who I bought this for. Now my sister and I buy them for. But yeah, she's got good products. Her bags, they're strong, like she's industrious. So she's doing way better now. And it seems like, this man is still struggling. I hope he heals, because for you to heal, you have to accept certain things. Say you mess up, you have to calculate. No, I mess up here. You can't be perfect. You have to accept. Maybe it's just yet to accept it. Because this, in 2025, since that time, how many years ago? It shows that he's still wallowing in that. Shows that, Moving on to the next one, I saw this picture of Cynthia Morgan, and people are talking about it. People are talking about this picture of Cynthia Morgan. It's crazy, Yes, she looks older, which is amazing. I always say it, growing old is good. But even Cynthia Morgan herself accepted that she's not doing well. She accepted that she don't get money. You know what I'm thinking? Like, man, this was Cynthia Morgan that we see on TV with swag. She was making money then. And seeing her down now, without money, struggling. Like, she's lived the life, Like, can you imagine seeing somebody at the top of their game and now the same person that, you just like to watch with the swag and everything go down? Crazy life, man. Life. Okay. This next one is about the Banj. I like this story. The Banj talked about branding here. And a lot of people might not understand. Like, why would the Banj be, if it's true that he's older than Don Jazzy and Don Jazzy didn't sign him and truly he didn't sign him. I said, I usually see this back then. There was a time I talk about entertainment a lot. I usually say, like, the Banj and Don Jazzy are just friends. In fact, the Banj is older than Don Jazzy. People don't know. Don Jazzy does get big body. Say, forget, that's a lie. Later some people confirm that, the Banj is older than Don Jazzy and stuff like that. But when business partners, for you guys to flourish, one person have to give way for the other. Even if it takes you guys practicing and push it out, make it look like one person is bigger than the other person. That is how it works. You see, in a situation where two people are in the same position, trying to give the same word, they will always clash and that brand will not last.
Continually.
Wow, That's crazy. Now at the peak where the Banj now was traveling the world, you and Don Jazzy, you be whispering into his. Sometimes I even thought he couldn't speak. Was that a plan when you?
That was branding. That was intentional branding. So I remember they had nominated, they had done an award. I think it's 2006. I'm not sure if it's Eddie's or some of them, and they didn't nominate more hits. And we had so many great success that year. And then me and Jazzy were talking that is because we are the only executives that are actually active. So even though we were the owners of the record label, we were both the artists and the producer. So there were times that you had to,
somebody has to fall back into it.
You had to do this, you had to do that. So we spoke, and I think that's when we realized, and I said, you know what, even though I'm a year older than Jazzy, we had to speak then and say, we need to pay them full respect. They need to fear you. Maybe they got the fear us, maybe they fear me, they don't know what to do. You don't say, as you do that, maybe they say, you be like, like dumb. They say, So half of the time when I say I whisper in his ears, like, we didn't say anything. I just went, he trusts me enough as I trust him enough to deliver on what we've set our minds to do, and we didn't disappoint. So I remember the first show that we had on stage was Alibaba, one of the shows, I think it was 2007, 2008. And then we had the president of the country. It was in the crowd. The former governor of Lagos, Minister of Works, Fashola, was also there.
Yeah.
You know, we had all the white cap chiefs, red cap chiefs, Oba of Lagos. It was such a full room. And then as Jazzy came out, that was the first major time after that nomination. I remember just prostrating for him fully on the floor, because that was very intentional. So as Jazzy came out, I went down, and that was what switched everything, because everybody already saw me already. So as Jazzy came out, I just dobale fully. Patata. Say this, and then Jazzy to just stand. You know, say, and I wrote, we wrote this manuscript, and then from there, then everybody got the narrative. People thought it was other than me. People thought it was even, maybe he signed me. They didn't know it was a 50-50 agreement.
It was a partnership.
But it was so intentional to take us from where we were to where we needed to be, and that worked. That's why today the sisters say Jazzy old pass. I old pass back, although I'm a vampire.
Now something.
That's where I'm gonna hold it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, until we see you next time. Peace.